Okay, so let me work on my video. So I'm very happy to have everybody around again today. Thank you for making it to today's teaching. So we are starting on a good note. So I'm very happy. In fact, we are very time conscious. I was wondering before that probably we are not going to make it by 11, but thank you for coming in early. So let me quickly review what we did yesterday. So yesterday is all about introduction, and I've been able to show us the things we need to know and the things we need to expect from the course. Now, I want to quickly go back to our Google Classroom. I noticed that some of us are still having little issues with submission of our assignments. So I'm going to go through that again now and try to guide us on what is expected of us. It is important that we know how to manage this Google Classroom, because it is not only for the purpose of you using it to submit your assignment or for you to engage with the class, but also for your own advantage as time goes on. You might need to organize a class like this. Probably you are into academic line. You might need to organize an online class for your students. So you need to know how to manage the Google Classroom. It's very, very important. And I tell you, if you can manage the Google Classroom very well, you are one of the top people when it comes to digital literacy, especially education through digital platforms. Because Google Classroom is one of the top applications that people use for online schools. In fact, universities are using it. Higher institutions, secondary schools, they are using it for their works. So it's a platform that we need to know how to manage if indeed we are digital literate. So let's try to be patient and let's try to learn it once and for all. So let me show us some things I noticed that we are not getting, especially turning in our assignments. I have given us a video yesterday. Let me go back to, let me share my screen now so that I can show us some things. Now, okay, I believe we can see my screen now. Can we all see my screen? All right, good. Please give me some seconds. Let me go back to my system. Okay.
ìgbéwò hod dání lẹ́nìí tí wàá táìpù ohun gan kẹ́yìn nẹ́tíwọ̀kì ń ṣe yàmàyàmá ní ọ̀dọ̀ ènìyàn. Wọ́n ti ń fọ́ọ̀sì sí wa lọ́rùn kó tó di pé
All right. Sorry for the little. Okay. Yeah, I'm back now fully. So my system is back online. So let me continue what I'm trying to explain. So welcome, Ade and Mary. You are welcome. Thank you for joining us this morning. So let me go back to share my screen. I believe everybody can see my screen now. I will be sharing my screen back now. Okay. So as I'm saying, I want to just bring our attention to some things with regards to our assignment submission. Now, this is the Google Classroom, and this is what you will see as a student. As a student, this is what you will see. Now, if you want to submit your assignment, I said you will go to your classwork, click on the assignment. This is introductory class quiz. Click on view assignment. So it will load the assignment for you. Now, this is the assignment. At the moment, this person have turned in the assignment. This is my second account that I'm using as a student account so that I can see what you are seeing. Now, this person have turned in the assignment. That is why it's showing turned in. Now, I said you don't submit your assignment through the class comment. The option of class comment that you have here is just for you to drop any comment you have with regards to the assignment. It is not for assignment submission. Then under private comments, you can drop a private comment for your teacher. So any private comment I drop here, it is only the teacher that will see it. Any public comment that you drop here, which is the class comments, everybody will see the comments. But if you want to communicate to the teacher alone, you are going to drop the comment under private comments. And that is not the submission of your assignment. Now, to submit your assignment, I said you are going to click on turned in. You must turn in your assignment. You must hand it in. Now, let me unsubmit this assignment so that you can see what I'm saying. So now you can see these Google Docs that have been created. Let's say this Google Doc is not there before. Let me cancel it. So this is what you will have on your, by default, this is what you will have. So you are going to click on add or create. Then you pick either docs, or if you have written it in any format on your system, you click file to upload it. If you are not doing that, you can create the document directly from your classroom, making use of Google Docs. Click on docs and you'll be able to create the assignment. Then you can now submit. It is as simple as that. Don't use comments, either the class comment or the private comment, to submit your assignment. If you submit in that way, there is no way I can grade it. Now, let me show you what I used to see from my own side as the teacher. And I will use that to show you what I'm trying to explain. This is the teacher side now. You can see classwork. Now, it is showing that one person have turned in the assignment and 5 people are yet to turn in the assignment. That is what I'm saying as a teacher. So if I click on this view assignment now, as a teacher, I'm going to see the person that have turned in his or her assignment. Now you can see the person, this is Mrs. Ayankoso. So she has turned in her own assignment, and I have it here. All other people are here to submit their assignments, and you have till next week. I've extended the date already so that we can have our time. But now she has submitted her assignment. I already have it here. You can see it's turned in. Now she dropped a private comment for me, which is okay, and which I have replied also. So I am the only one that can see these comments. Other students cannot see it because it is under the private comment section. And this is our assignment. So if I want to mark our assignment, I will just go there, click on it. Then after that, I will return the assignment to her and she will see it. Do you get it now? So the only way I can grade your assignment is when you turn it in. and not through the comment section. Please, do we understand that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, thank you very much. So, Mr. Collins, please take note of that. You drop a comment for me. You can see it here. So I can't respond to that. I can only respond to that in form of a comment, but that cannot be graded. So let's take note of that, please. It will help the work to be simpler. Now, another thing I want to show us here is this. Let me go back to my, now under grades. Now, as a student, if you go to your board here, you will not see grade here. You cannot see anything like grade. Now, as time goes on, I will make it possible for you to see your grade. By the time you start submitting your assignment and you start receiving grade, you will see the grades. But as a teacher, I have what we call grade here now. And by the time I start submitting the assignment, the grades will be allocated. But there is something I need to show you with regards to your grades. Let me go to my settings. Now, take note of these grade categories. For this program, we are having what I call grade categories. And this is how it is being done. For your class participation, for attending the class, now, what attending the class means now is, it's not necessarily because you are in the class when the class was going on live. Class attendance is all about you watch the recorded video now. Even though you are unable to make it to the live class, probably due to some reasons, you later watch the recorded video. So you watching the recorded video shows that you also participated in the class. But now, how do I know if you watched the video or not? So during the process of every class, there will be class participation quizzes. And that participation amounts to 10% of your total grades. So as we move on, you will understand that better. But just note that your participation in the class is 10%. And it's not necessarily because you attend the live class, but you must watch the recorded video if you are unable to make it to the live class. Then the book summary. I said we are going to read 2 books in this program, and that is 20% of your grade. Then the assignment is 20%. Then we'll be having a final project, which is 50%. So you have to score at least 50% to earn a certificate. You must score a minimum of 50% to earn a certificate. So these are the breakdown of your assignments. You don't need to bother yourself about how we are going to arrive at this 10%, 20%, 20%, 50%. Just know that that is the percentage. By the time you see your final grades, you will understand how everything sums up to 10% for participation, how book summary sums up to 20%, how assignment sums up to 20%, and how the final project sums up to 50%. That is the advantage of using digital softwares. So Google Classroom has made it possible for us to have all these costs. So I don't need to use calculator to calculate anything. As soon as your grades are coming in, it will be registering them automatically and it will be putting them in their right percentages. All right, so that's that on the classroom. Then also, please take note of the stream. Stream is for announcements and for things that have to do with the class. Like today's class now that we'll be having, I've already posted some materials that you might need. Now, anytime you see additional resources are just to help you. You don't actually need to go through them. It's just for you to learn more. So if you are someone like me who loves to learn more, then you might need to go through them just to learn more. But it's not necessarily, you don't have to do that. It's not so important. So it's just for you to gain further knowledge about what we are learning. So you can just watch the videos. So you can watch the videos at your own convenience. So it is not a graded resources, or you don't have to submit it or write any review on it. It's just for you to learn more. So those are the additional resources. And you can also find them under your classwork. You can see external resources. So for each module, we are going to have some additional resources. So for module 1, I've added some external resources that we need just for our own edification. You don't need to review it. You don't need to have any summary on it. Then at the end of each class, you are going to have a class slide. You can't see the class slide on your student page yet. You can see that is because I've not added any resources to that. By the end of this class, you are going to have the class slide session. Then before the end of the program, you will have the class project section. So that's everything you need to know concerning the digital literacy program. So if you are accessing the Google Classroom through your laptop, by your left-hand side, you can easily see the filters of things you need to have, especially that has to do with your topics. Topics like external resources, class videos. So under class videos, you are going to see videos that you need to watch, especially the class recordings. So like yesterday's recording is there already. Then the recording for the Google Classroom, how to use Google Classroom, is there also. So let me know if you have any other question concerning Google Classroom so that we can proceed. Thank you very much. Do you have any question with regards to Google Classroom? Kindly let me know if you have any question with regards to Google Classroom. Hello, are we hearing me at all?
Yes, we can hear you. I can hear you.
Wow. Wow, that's great. I've stopped talking for almost 5 minutes now, and I was asking a question. So I was saying that, are we okay with the Google Classroom like that?
Now what?
Actually, stable. I hope to watch the video. Can you just some things for now, sir?
It's all right. It's okay. Thank you very much for that. All right, let's move on. Let's proceed with the class. So today we are looking at the first module. I'll be starting with computer basics. So I'll be sharing my slide now so that we can start. But I need to be sure that everybody is with me now so that we can start the class fully. And Mr. Collins, can you hear us very well? Please, I need to be sure. Is it from my side or from that side? Where is the challenge coming
It's
from?
actually difficult to hear from me.
Okay.
The network is
For,
not really good.
for the past 10 minutes, I've not been able to hear anything.
Wow, that's serious. Maybe that's why I was wondering. Everybody was just silent. Okay, let me see what's going on. But what I notice here is that I'm actually listening with my phone, and my phone is giving me feedback instantly. So is the network issue from your side or from my side?
It's probably from my end here.
I can hear you clearly now, very well.
Okay.
Yes, I can hear you clearly. All right, it's okay. Don't worry. That's part of the challenge we have.
I'm actually having the same challenge.
I'm hearing us now.
But I think it's from my hand,
It's okay. It's all right.
not from yours.
I think I can hear you too.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You see, recently we begin to have issues with MTN. I don't know why. MTN network is having some kind of challenge recently. So if you are making use of MTN, you might be having some network issues.
That's the network I'm using. MTN. This
Also
MTN.
using MTN, and it's annoying, really annoying now.
MTN is really, really annoying now. Really, really annoying. I don't know their challenge. They're having issues. It has started for almost a month now. Their network has been unstable. In fact, personally, I'm making use of their iNetflix, that MiFi. Despite the fact that I'm using MiFi, I'm still having issues with internet service. And it's not always like that before. That thing just started a few weeks ago. So let's just endure with them. I believe it will be better. All right. So can we proceed now?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. So we want to.
Yes, I can proceed.
All right. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Now let me share my screen from this place as we go into today's class. So let me wait for. Okay, good. I think my screen is up now. Can we all see my screen?
Yes, sir.
I can see it.
All right, thank you very much. So let's proceed now.
I can see something there.
Yes, you can see responsible digital citizen on your screen. That's what you should be seeing now. I'm also seeing that from my side. I'm making use of my phone, so I'm seeing it here also. Okay, so we want to learn about computer basics. We want to see some things we need to know about computer. This is just the basics of digital literacy, the basis of computer. And we might have heard of many of the things I'll be telling us today before. So that is why I won't be taking much of my time on this section. It's just to refresh our memory and also to update our knowledge with regards to computer. So we'll be seeing computer basics. Now, what is computer? From anybody, what is computer? What is computer from anyone?
Computer is an electronic machine.
Okay. Yes, computer is an electronic machine. That's a good one. Computer is an electronic machine. Who else want to add to that?
Okay, let me add to that. Computer is an electronic device that is able to accept information as input and bring out information as output.
Awesome. So thank you very much. It's an electronic device. It can accept input. It can give out information as output. Thank you for that addition also. Now, basically, that's what we know as computer. Now, let me ask us a question. Your calculator that you use in school or for calculating things, is it a computer? A calculator now.
Yes.
I think it is
Okay.
a mini computer.
It's a mini computer. Okay. Any contrary opinion? Any contrary opinion to that?
No.
It might not be entirely a computer because it does not have a storage. It does not have a storage device.
All right, good. Now, actually, by your definition, you said a computer is an electronic device. That means a calculator is an electronic device. Then you also said it can accept input. Calculator can accept input because it can type 1, 2, 3, 4, addition, all those things. Then you said it gives out information as output. And your calculator will also give you the results. That's the information as output. So by your definition, it means a calculator is a computer. Now, but you are saying now that it doesn't have a storage device. But actually, we have some calculators that have a storage capacity, especially some of your scientific calculators. You know, when you make a summation and you get the results, you can still recall back the results for some of the calculators we have now. So calculator is a computer, but some people call it a mini computer. So as we proceed, we will learn more on that. Now, a computer is an electronic machine, so we got that correctly, that can process, store, and retrieve different types of data and information. So basic things about a computer is that it must be an electronic machine, then it must be able to process, it must be able to store, and at the same time, it must be able to retrieve different types of data and give it out as information. So that is the X-ray of what a computer is. It must be an electronic device that it is powered by combination of electronics. Then it processes data, it stores data, it retrieves the data. That is, it makes sure that that data can be segregated and worked on. Then at the same time, it gives out the required information. Now that process is what makes computer a computer. Any computer that cannot carry out these 4 basic processes is not a computer. A computer must be able to process a data, it must be able to store the data, it must be able to retrieve different types of the data, then it must be able to give out the information that is expected of it. Now, and this definition was given to us by Microsoft. Now, the reason why I'm putting the source of the information there is, now, there was a time I was taking a course with American College of Technology. And, you know, we are Nigerians. And anytime we write essays in school, or all this our 10 paper, how many of us know about 10 paper? I think we do write 10 paper in our institutions. For my school, we do write it. We know about 10 paper essays.
Yes.
Good. Thank you. So we are told to write this normal 10 paper essays. And we submitted our essays, we he submitted the 10 paper. So the lecturer now returned back to us and said, "Oh, ye Africans, you are trying to copy people's work from the internet and without even acknowledging the sources. This is America, this is not Nigeria." it was a serious issue that time. So in fact, every one of us that took that course, we have to take a certification test on plagiarism. It took us about 2 weeks to learn about plagiarism. We learn about APA formats and MLA formats. Then after that, we took a certification test before they now allow us to continue with the course, just because of plagiarism. But here in Nigeria, those things don't matter to us so much. Even when we are writing our final year projects, we just try and do copy and paste, no time. It's okay. So that's just one thing for us to learn also. As you grow on, especially in this digital world, everything is connected and you can't say where your work is to. So your work can go beyond where you think it can get to. So you must ensure that you don't break copyright rules. Don't plagiarize people's work. Try to acknowledge sources, in as much as it's not your own word. All right, that's what a computer is. Now we have some primary parts of a computer. Basically, your computer is divided into two primary parts: your hardware and the software. Your hardware and the software. Now, what are the hardwares of a computer from our past experiences? Can we list them?
The mouse.
The mouse.
The monitor.
The monitor.
Keyboard.
Keyboard. Yes, those are the hardwares because they are tangible. They are tangible. They are the physical part of your computer. Then we have the softwares. Can we mention the softwares? Softwares.
The software.
Microsoft Suite.
Yes, your Microsoft Suite. Yes, those are
The RAM, the ROM.
The ROM, yeah, the RAM. Ah, okay, we will still learn more about that. When we move on, we'll see that RAM and ROM is part of the hardware because your RAM is a, how shall I explain it now? Your RAM is a physical tools in a computer. It's a physical tool. You can buy RAM, you can buy it, and you can hold it. It's a physical tool in a computer. So it can be described as a hardware. Then your ROM is just your hard disk. That's your normal hard disk. And it's a hardware software. It's a hardware also. So thank you for that. Let's proceed. So computer hardware are the physical parts that make up a computer, such as the monitor, okay, thank you very much. Yeah, good. So we need to reduce the noise. So computer hardware are the physical parts that make up a computer, such as the monitor, your keyboard, your hard disk. So I've mentioned hard disk before. That's part of it. That is your ROM, your read-only memory. That's your ROM. Then your central processing unit. That's your CPU. And it keeps your data moving. You notice that you enter your input through your keyboard. You enter the data through the keyboard. Then it enters into your central processing unit. That will process it. You can store it in your hard disk. Then you can display the output on your monitor. So the hardware keeps the data moving, right from the input level to the processing level, then to the storage, then to the display units. So that's the function of your hardwares. Now, your computer software are the intangible parts that make up a computer. Now, just like human being has its own hardware, that is your body. That's the physical part that you can touch. Then you also have your soul and spirit, which you cannot touch. That's your software. And you notice that these three cannot work differently. If you separate these three, then that person is no longer living. So you need to ensure that your softwares are installed in your hardwares. Without the softwares, hardware cannot function. And without the hardware, softwares will be useless. You get it? So your computer software are the intangible parts that make up a computer, such as the applications running on the computer, the data you stored on the computer. So those are your softwares. Now we still learn it better now. So we have parts of a computer based on the hardware now. So we have the base unit. The base unit. Now, recently we have an update on what we call types of parts of computer. You will notice that before, what we used to have as part of computer is the output unit, input unit, storage unit, things like that. But now those things have been updated, and these are the basic parts of a computer that we have now based on the hardware. So we have the base unit that consists of your CPU. What is CPU? I've mentioned that already. What is CPU?
Central processing.
So your CPU, thank you. Your CPU is the central processing unit. That is where all the processes occurs. That's your CPU. Then you have your motherboard. Motherboard is what hosts your other tools, other parts. It even hosts part of your CPU. So your motherboard is just like what carries all these other base units, like your hard disk, like your RAM, like your some other applications, some other tools that you cannot see with your eyes. They are actually inside the computer. So they are found on the motherboard. I will give us a pictorial view of that as we proceed. Then you have your hard disk, your ports. Ports are where you slot in your mouse, where you slot in your speakers, where you slot in your cables. Those are your ports. Then you have your memory units. Your memory units are two. Computer has two basic memory units. You have your random access memory and you have your read-only memory. Let me write that for us. So basically your computer, I will need to let me just update this slide now so that I can write out what I was trying to show to us. I'm coming. Let me just update that slide so that we can get it. So I'm trying to update the slide. Just give me some seconds. Let me do that. So let me go back to my screen now. Okay. All right. Now, are we still with me? Hello, are we still with me?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Yes, I'm here, sir.
Thank you. So I've included the memory units there now. We have the RAM. Your RAM is the random access memory. It is a temporary memory, and it is what makes your computer to run faster. Now, if you want to buy a laptop, especially a laptop now, not even a computer now, not a desktop computer now, but a laptop, your RAM is very important. The reason for that is if you do not have a high RAM, you will not be able to process many things at the same time. It is your RAM that makes your computer to perform different tasks at the same time. For instance, now, as I am making use of this Zoom application on my system, I'm also making use of PowerPoint at the same time. At the same time, I opened my Google Chrome, which is a browser. At the same time, I opened my PDF documents file, which is also on my system currently opened. So the ability of my computer to process all these things at the same time, that is made possible because I have a good random access memory. So your random access memory make it possible for your computer to carry out different tasks at the same time. Do you understand that? So it is a temporary storage tool now for your system, just to store some things temporarily so that your system can carry out tasks together at the same time. Now, if you want to use your laptop to carry out things that has to do with video editing, video animation, 3D works, you must have at least 16 gig RAM. If you just want to use it for something like normal documentation works, PowerPoint works, use it for just like a secretary, then you might need something like 2 gig RAM, 4 gig RAM. But anything that has to do with using your computer for designs like Photoshop works, Illustrator works, using it for animation works, then you need nothing less than 8 gig RAM. You can still manage a 6 gig RAM, but the best you can go for is 8 gig RAM and upward like that. Like all these gaming softwares, gaming systems that they use in playing games or to build games, they can't be less than 16 gig RAM because you need your computer to be able to run faster and carry out many processes at the same time. Hope we understand the meaning of RAM. Please, it is very important. Do we understand that aspect of RAM?
Yes.
Good, thank you. Now, your read-only memory is just what you use to store information for a long period of time, and that is your hard disk. That is your hard disk. Yes, 16 gig RAM. So thank you for that. Yes, if you are going to use your laptop for anything that has to do with animation, you have to go for 16 gig RAM. Now, your read-only memory is just for your permanent storage, and that is your hard disk. People call it hard disk. Some people call it hard drive. Some people call it what else again? Those are the two names, general names that we use for read-only memory: hard disk and hard drive. So you can have an external hard drive also. You can easily buy that in the market, and you can buy up to 500 gig ROM, up to 1 terabyte ROM, depending on the storage you need for your works. Especially if you are someone who consumes a lot of storage. People who watch videos, who download videos, people who do animation works, they will need more space. But if you are someone that only uses your computer for secretariat works, like all these documenting works, those ones doesn't consume much of space. So it depends on what you need to store your files. So that's read-only memory. And they are all part of your base unit. So now you are getting to know some things you need to look into if you want to choose a system, if you want to buy a system. Then you also need to consider your display. Every computer comes with a display, that is your monitor. It is also called your graphic display unit, your GDU, graphic display unit, GDU. So your graphic display unit, which is also called the monitor or display. So you can make use of it to, okay, can we get to see the room here? Yes, you will see the room. I will show you now. I will show you the image after this slide. You will see the image after this slide. I will show you. Thank you for that question. So ROM is just your hard disk, and I will show you. Now, the monitor is your screen. That is what you see. That is what makes you to have the final information, the results of everything you are doing on your computer. So for a laptop comes with an attached monitor or display now. But for a desktop computer, it comes with its own separate monitor. Now, in choosing your monitor, you must consider basically what we do consider is the size and the quality of the image. The quality of the image. So some people believe that it is better you go for high definition screens to give you quality images. Screens are very different, but if you are buying your computer from companies like Hewlett Packard, that is your HP, Dell, all these MSI, you can still get quality screens from them to give you correct display. Then you have your speakers just for your sound output. Then your keyboard is for your input unit, and your mouse, that is what you use to control your pointer. Okay, let's move on. Now, this is an image now. On this image, you can see your monitor, you can see your printer, you can see your speakers, you can see your CPU. So inside that CPU now, you have your base unit. Inside it, we have your motherboard, your hard disk, your RAM. Let's proceed. You have your speakers, you have your keyboard, and your mouse. Now let me get the hard disk image for us. Let me quickly get the hard disk image for us. So it's something we can easily search on Google. I even thought I added to my slide before. I think I should have, I'm coming. Let me show us the hard disk image together with the motherboard. Okay. So let me add that to my slide now. So give me some seconds. Let me quickly add the image I want to add so that we can see the other parts of the computer. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen again now so that we can get. Yes, the CPU of a laptop is inbuilt. That is what you have where you have your keyboard. Underneath it, that is where you have your CPU for your laptop now. Now let me share this screen for us. Okay, now on this screen here, so you can see your headphone, your compact disc, your microprocessor. That is part of the thing you have inside your CPU. Then you can see your printer. Now this is the motherboard. This is what I'm telling us. This is the motherboard. So your motherboard hosts many things. It hosts your system fan, your system RAM, some other components of your computer. Everything is inside your motherboard. Now, in fact, if you have a laptop and someone tells you that your motherboard has problem, that's the end of that laptop. That means that laptop has spoiled. If you try to be managing it and taking it for repairs, it's just a waste of money. If anything happens to your motherboard, that's the end. So you have to be very careful. Something that what can easily spoil your motherboard is excessive heat. If you are exposing your system to too much of heat, then if you allow it to be falling down, it can spoil the motherboard. Then you have your CPU, you have your floppy disk, scanner. This is a laptop. Okay, they are not showing us the hard disk here very well. These are other, you can see the memory stick, which people call memory card. But actually it is called memory stick. That's the actual name. But people call it memory card. Then you can see your flash drive, so also a storage device. You can see your webcam. Your webcam for your laptop, most laptop comes with an inbuilt webcam, just like the one I'm using now. So you have your webcam, you have your mouse, and other things like that. Now, maybe I should quickly give us a search on that. Let me quickly give us a search on your hard disk. If you have seen an external hard drive before, it is just like the same way. That's just what you call hard disk. It's just the same thing. Your external hard drive that you are seeing, when you open your laptop, that is the same thing you will see inside the laptop. There is no difference. The only difference is the casing. For your external hard drive, they have added casing to it. They've cased it so that it can be easy for you to handle. So let me show us. Okay. Few seconds, please. I want to show us hard drive now. And I will use that to tell us how to manage your hard drive. Because hard drive is actually one of the things that got spoiled easily on people's system. And that is due to mismanagement. But if you get to understand the component of a hard drive, you'll be able to know how to manage it. Okay, I will show us now. So it will help us. So thank you for that question. It's a great one. So let me share my screen again so that we can see what I want to show us. Sorry, let me go back. All right, can we see this? Can we see what's on my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now this is the inside of your hard disk. This is what we call hard disk. Hard disk is just like, we call it hard disk. That is, there is a disk inside. That thing you see like yellow color in form of a disk. That is where everything you are storing in your hard disk is being stored. It's just like a disk. So when you on your computer now, when you on your laptop or your desktop computer, that disk will be rolling. This is the same thing you have in your external hard drive also. Either external hard drive or internal hard drive. This is the same thing you will see there. It is this disk is the most important thing. And by the time you are making use of your computer, this disk is being rolled. It will be rolling, just like you are watching a CD. it will be rolling. It will be rolling. Now, the reason why a desktop, please, are you with me? Listen to this information I want to pass across to us very well. Now, the reason why
Yes,
a
sir.
desktop now, when you are making use of a desktop computer, let's say there is a power outage while you are making use of your desktop, and your desktop is not connected to something like a UPS, that is uninterrupted power supply, a UPS now. If you are not connected to something like that, that means as soon as the power goes off, your desktop goes off, because desktop doesn't use battery. Now, the reason why you will lose your documents that are not saved is because this disk will keep on rolling when you are making use of your computer. It will be rolling. It will be rolling. If accidentally or due to Nigeria issues, light went off, there is power outage, and your computer switched off, this disk will stop instantly. And because of that pause, that sudden pause that happens to this hard disk, because of that, everything that ought to be saved, because your desktop doesn't come with a temporary storage device like a computer. So what will happen is that everything you have been doing on that computer will not be saved. And before you know it, if it happens like that consistently for like 5, 6, 7 times, that desktop hard disk will spoil. Because this hard disk is not designed to stop rolling instantly. So it needs to go down on its own. That is the process of switching off your computer. And you will notice that also when you are making use of external hard drive, you don't just remove your hard drive from your computer instantly. If you do that, you want to spoil that hard drive. You need to do what? You need to go through the process of safely remove hard drive. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Good. In case you are making use of hard drive, or maybe you plug in your flash drive, anything you plug into your system, you have to eject it. If you do not go through the process of ejecting and you just remove it instantly, it can spoil this hard disk, because the hard disk is always on a circular motion, and it is not designed for that motion to stop instantly. It must go down on its own until it comes to a point of rest. Then your computer will now tell you that you can now safely remove hard drive. That is when you can safely remove it, and you will not lose any of your documents. Please take note of that. So this is the hard disk, and that is how to take care of your computer hard disk. But when you are making use of a laptop, when there is a power outage, because of the battery, your system will still be on. So if you don't have a battery that is strong, you will have your time to shut down your system. And in the process of shutting down, the hard disk will come to a point of rest on its own, and your work will be secured. So to take care of your hard disk, not to lose your storage device, please don't allow your system to be going down on its own. Make sure you shut down correctly when there is power outage, so that you can save your memory. Because you can see it is a disk and it is always rolling. Always rolling. If you have any question on that, let me know before I proceed. Sorry, not thank you yet. Okay, there are people that do repair hard disk. So there is possibility of repairing your hard disk if you can get good engineers to handle it for you. So some people can repair it and recover your memory for you. But I tell you, it is very, in fact, it is always 1 out of 5. If an hard disk has issue, recovery is a challenge. It is always 1 out of 5. But some people can be so lucky and have it repaired. So that is why it's good to back up your documents. Let's proceed with the lesson. as we move on. So thank you very much. Let's move on. So let me go back to my screen. So where are we now? So let's see. How is this one showing? Thank you. Okay. So let's see types of personal computers. All right. So let's see types of personal computers. So we have desktop computers, we have laptops, we have mobile phones. Your phone is a computer on its own. You have your calculators, your gaming consoles like your PS4, PS5, PS2, all those things, they are computers. You have your smart TVs. Most TVs now are smart TVs. That is why you can watch YouTube on them. You can watch Netflix on them. You can cast your phone to your TVs. I mean, recent TVs now, not all those, not your 1990s TVs, so not box TVs, smart TVs. I believe we know what we call smart TVs. You might have seen them before. So they are very common these days. How many of us know smart TVs? I think my assumption is correct. Okay, all right. I've seen your hand. Do you want to talk or you are responding to my question?
The response, sir.
Okay, thank you. So that's smart TVs. Smart TVs are common these days. You can even, if you go to market to buy TVs now, you tend to get a smart TV. Nobody use all these old TVs again. So that is why you see you can update your TVs now. TVs can be updated now. You can upgrade TVs. You can connect them to the internet. Now you have your LED screen. Those are the large LED screen that you see on your roundabout, your junctions, your major roads, just for advertisements. So those are LED screens, and they are also part of your computers now. LED screen might not be a personal computer, but it's a computer. Okay, let's proceed. So far we have learned about what a computer is, what you can do with your computer, the difference between computer hardware and software, and we have seen the hardware parts that make up a computer. Then we have also seen what are the common types of personal computing devices. All right. So do we have any questions so far? Any question from anybody? Let me know if you have any question generally about your computer now. Please ask me. I should be able to provide answers to them. There are some things I've not talked about that I decided not to talk about. So if you need to know them, you can. I think there are things we should know. Things like your, okay, we still talk about operating system. I have it here. We still talk about operating system. So what other things? Any question? Any question from anybody? Any question? Any question? Is anyone asking me a question? Or I should proceed?
Okay.
You
Let
can
me.
proceed. Okay. There's a question.
Mr. Collins, proceed. So after Mr. Collins, I will take Rita or Dimitri. So Mr. Collins, you can start.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So from the lesson today, I can actually say that it's due to it's due to RAM that computers actually hang while doing some things, like while you are carrying out some processes on a computer and then it is hanging or stopping. You tell you this one has stopped or this one is not responding. It's due to the RAM of the computer.
Yes.
I want to
Yes.
get that.
Yes, you are right. You are right. It's due to the RAM. So anytime you notice that your computer is not working faster as it's supposed to be, then it is due to the RAM. That is the RAM. That means the temporary memory cannot carry it. So it will be hanging. I tell you, if you undo a 2 gig RAM laptop and you undo a 16 gig RAM laptop, you will never want to touch a 2 gig RAM laptop again. I've seen that before. You will never want to touch a lower RAM system before because the speed of operation is different. If you want to open an application on your system, just to open PowerPoint like this on a 2 gig RAM system or this lower system, it will take like maybe 1 minute. If you try it on a 16 gig RAM, as you are clicking it, it's opening up. So it is two different words. You can't compare them. So thank you very much for that question. It is the RAM. It is the RAM that caused it. It is the RAM. So thank you. Any other question? So Rita says she's cleared with the question, with the class. So no question, okay? Okay, let me proceed now with the class because of our time. So thank you very much. Let's move on. Now, I said we are going to be having participation quiz. Now, this quiz that you'll be having per class, they are just things to reveal that you actually participated in the class. And you have to submit the answers to them before the next class. And they will sum up to 10% at the end of the day. So, and I said, you don't need to be in class to take the participation quiz. You might probably you watch the recorded video. You will still see the participation quiz there, and you can easily provide answers to those things. So they are very simple, straightforward answers based on what we have learned. So that's the participation quiz for today. So make sure you look into that at your own leisure time. It won't take you 5 minutes to answer all these questions. Within 5 to 10 minutes, you are through, and you turn it in, the participation quiz. I will open up the page for that. I will open up the assignments for that after the class so that you can turn in the participation quiz. Thank you for that. Okay, let's proceed. So let's go to operating system. Operating system. This is another thing that is so common about the computer system. So I'm only trying to show us things that are very important to us, especially as we are growing to become a digital literate and a responsible digital citizen. So what is an operating system? Anybody? Have you heard of operating system before?
Yes, but we just know it as operating system.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yes. In fact, for many years also, I also just know it as operating system. But can anyone make a trial? What is operating system? What is operating system? Can anyone make a trial? All right, now let me give us this illustration. When you hold an Android phone and your friend hold an Apple phone, like an iPhone now, is there any difference between the Android phone and the Apple phone? Any difference?
Oh. Yes, sir. There is a difference. There's a difference. This one is hosted. Is it host? Okay, this one is made by the operating system of this one is Apple. This one is iOS, Android.
Good. Thank you very much. So that's the basic, that's in fact, that's just the answer. The basic difference between an Apple phone and an Android phone or your normal Google phone now, your smartphone, is that an Android phone is powered. Let me repeat that. An Android phone is powered by Android operating system, Android OS. Then your Apple phone is powered by iOS. That's the name of the operating system, iOS. So let's see what an operating system is. Now, the operating system is the conductor of the computer. It coordinates the software and hardware parts of the computer. The other time I said your software cannot function without the hardware, and your hardware cannot function without the software. Just like your body cannot function without the soul and the spirit. All of them must work together. So also your hardware and the software must work together. But now, what coordinates the work? What coordinates the activity of your software and the hardware? You will notice that when you want to install an application on your system, you always ensure that the application you are installing is for a particular operating system. You can install Microsoft Word that is designed for Apple laptops and install it on your Microsoft an operating system that is your Windows, on your Windows operating system. It will not work. Just like you cannot download an application from Google Play Store and install it inside your iPhone, it will not work. That is because the operating system, those applications, those softwares are designed for are different. So the applications you are installing on your, the application you are installing on your system must correlate with the operating system on your system. So now, it coordinates the software and hardware part of the computer, making sure all of the different components work together to get things done. So without the operating system, your software will be useless, your hardware will just be like that. It's just like you have a body, you have a soul, and there is no spirit. You know, the Bible says it is when you breathe, when God breathes into man, that man becomes a living soul. So without that operating system is the engine, is the coordinator, is what makes computer. So take as the operating system, your computer will not operate. That's why they call it the operating. So is the one that coordinates the operation of your system, operation of your computer system. And that is what we call the operating system. Now let me give us a practical illustration of that. So I'm going to give us a practical illustration for what I am saying. So sorry about that, Mary. Don't worry, you will get the recording for the class. I noticed you have been going out, coming in. Sorry about that. I noticed the internet has not been favorable for you, but you can still get the recording after this class. Thank you very much for that information. So let me give us I'll be sharing my screen now. I mean my computer screen, sorry. Let me share my computer screen so that I can show us what we mean by operating system. Sorry, let me bring down many things here. Okay, good. Now, I believe you are seeing my screen. Good. Now, okay, let me go through this maze. Sorry, let me show you something here. properties. What's this one open for? Just give me some seconds. I want to show you something. Okay. Now, I believe we can see this. This is the property of my system that I'm using currently. So if you can see my screen, let me know. But I know you can see it. So this is a Windows operating system. You can see Windows Edition, Windows 10. And you can easily see this Windows 10 banner here. So this is where you see the operating system that you are making use of. Now, for every operating system, we have what we call the bits. So we have 32 bits, we have 64 bits. Now, this system now is a 64 bits operating system. That is, the processor is based on 64 bits. Those are the things you also consider. You can see what we call RAM here, 6 gig. This one is a 6 gig RAM system. Sorry. So this is a 6 gig RAM system. It's on a processor of Core i3, very low. And you can see Windows operating system. Basically, those are the things you need to know when it comes to choosing an operating system. And I will explain to us how those things affect our computer now. So let me go back to my slide. I've shown us how to check for your operating system. Okay, let's see this again. Sorry. Now, we have different types of operating system. You have your Windows operating system, which is the one I'm making use of now. And that is the most common type of operating system. Then you have your Mac OS. Mac OS belongs to Apple laptops. Any laptops that it's made by Apple, it runs on Mac OS. Then your iPhones, that is your Apple phones, they runs on iOS. Your Android phones runs on Android OS, owned by Google. Windows is owned by Microsoft. Mac OS is owned by Apple. iOS is owned by Apple. Then your Google Chrome is owned by Google, and it runs on Chromebooks. Then we also have operating system like Linux. Linux operating system, you might have heard of that before. It's another common operating system. So those are basically the types of operating system we have. And they are the things that helps your computer to carry out the required operation that's expected of your computer. Now, every operating system has its own personalization. That is, let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me go back to my screen. I said every operating system has its own personalization. For instance, because this is a Microsoft operating system, to your left, at the lower left corner, you can easily see your tabs. That is the tabs for your operating system, which talks about. Now, recently, Microsoft changed the UI, that is the user interface for their operating system. And that is what we have currently now. If you are using a Microsoft operating system that was created many years ago, like maybe Windows 7, that is Windows 2007, Windows 7 now. So Windows 7 is not like this, it's very different. All these things were introduced from Windows 8. Then they were improving on it. The issue of tiles, making use of tiles, all these things. They were not there in the older ones, but now we have it in this new version of Microsoft's operating system. So your operating system is basically the interface and the things that keeps your softwares and your hardwares working. All right. Now, do you have any question under the operating system? Any question under the operating system?
No, sir.
Now, let me ask us, what is the best operating system that you can make use of? Is it Mac? Is it Windows? For laptops now, what's the best operating system you can make use of? Anybody?
3K is actually in something, but I hope to watch the video again.
You said? Like someone is talking. What's the best operating system you can use?
Okay, I'm making use of Windows, but I've heard that Mac is unbeatable.
Mac is unbeatable.
I said the network to watch the video again.
Hello, I believe
Hello.
the one because for the ones that Apple is using now, if you have a app,
Sorry, we cannot hear you again. Hello? Is it from my side?
No, I can't hear her from here too.
So as you have said, it just depends on individual. Some people believe that Mac OS is better than Windows, but it's more of what you like and what you prefer. The basic things for a computer to work functionally very well is all about the RAM, there is something that's also very important, your processor speed, then the processor that is installed, whether it is Core i5, Core i7, those are the things that are very important in a system. And also I want to remember a particular thing now. Your graphics card. Have you heard of graphics card before? Graphics card is part of your hardware. Graphics card is what ensures that you are able to come up with video. Okay, let me explain it like this. When you are running a video software on your system, or you are running an animation software on your system, or maybe you are running a game software, a game like this, like all these video games. If you are running things like that on your system, you need a very good graphics card for it to be processed, because all these things are highly graphical objects. They need to produce high graphical objects. Don't forget your computers. Everything you are entering into your computers are in codes. They are in numbers. It is by the help of some of these external hardwares like your graphics card that that your computer is able to interpret those numbers into a graphic image that you can see. So with a computer with low or no graphics card now, the least or the best that computer can do is to give you images like text, images like normal pictures. But when it comes to modeling images, that is, you are making models, you are modeling 3D images, you want to use it to watch all these video games, you want to use your system to do video editing, you need good graphics card. So, and graphics card is part of the things that makes a computer to be a good computer. And that is why many people prefer to go for Apple system, because Apple system has inbuilt graphics card. The inbuilt graphics card to some extent is very good, and you can easily make use of it. But you can also buy a graphics card. Anything hardware can be bought. and add to your system. So both Windows and Mac OS is very good. It's just about your preferences, especially if you're an American, you normally go for Mac. Americans are more for Apple softwares, Apple systems. But if you're an African, you go for Windows. Why do we go for Windows in Africa? Do you know why?
Owó náà ni.
I tell you, it's money. It's money. So Windows softwares or anything that runs on Windows comes cheaper. But things that runs on Mac are very expensive. I don't know why Apple likes money like that. So that is why you better go for Windows. Because let me give you an instance now. You are in a school and everybody is making use of Windows system or Windows laptop. And you need a particular software. Maybe you need a Microsoft Word software. And your own system, because you have money, your own system is Apple. I tell you, you'll be frustrated using that Apple system because you won't get anybody to give you software. You have to buy your own software on your own because you can't use their software. Do you get it? So that is why, because majority carry the vote most times. Many people are using Windows software, Windows operating system, and for any operating system, you must make use of the software that aligns with the operating system. So easily you can get softwares of Windows operating system. Whereas for that of Mac, you'll be looking around for it. You will end up buying them. And so you must have money to use the Apple system. All right, let's proceed. Any question? We are almost getting to the end of the class. Any question? Now, what is the internet? I don't know to even show myself. So what is the internet? Anybody? What is the internet? That's the last section of the class we'll be considering today. What is the internet? The internet. What is the internet?
Okay, let me say hello.
I'm hearing you, sir.
Okay, let me say the internet is a network of people and information online.
Yes, internet is a network, network of information, network of. I don't want to include people yet, because if you include people, that means you are adding the issue of social media to it. So let me just remove people for now. Internet basically connects informations together. It's the thing that makes your information to be processed. No one owns the internet. Internet belongs to everybody. The only thing is that we have internet providers. Internet providers are the people that collect our money for data. And okay, I will expatiate on that as we proceed. So what is the internet? The internet connects people across the world to one another through a massive global network of computers and devices. With the internet, you can communicate with people across the world, access and share information. So the internet connects many things together, many things, especially information that you are sharing. So it is the internet that makes it possible. When you say you want to buy data, what you are buying actually is not data, but access to internet. So the data you are given is just what gives you access to make use of what? The internet. You can't use the internet without your data that you are buying from your internet provider. So your internet provider are like Glo, your MTN, and the rest like that. They are the ones that makes it possible for you to access information online because you have bought a share of internet access. So that's internet. Okay, before I go to World Wide Web, now, many people do confuse the data they bought and them using the data, thinking that some people are the ones collecting the money from their data. What am I saying? When you use Facebook, does Facebook make any money from you? Anybody? When you use Facebook, is Facebook making any money from you?
I think so.
Okay. Any other opinion? Is Facebook making any money from you?
I think so. I think so.
All right. So we agree that Facebook is making money from us since everybody is thinking so. All right. Now, that is one basic thing we must learn about the internet. When you are making use of your data to do anything online, anywhere you are using that data, those people, the platform on which you are using your data, they are not making money from you. The only people that have made money because you use internet are MTN, your network provider now, maybe your Glo, your Airtel, your Etisalat, is it 9mobile, your 9mobile, then your MTN. Those are the ones that make money from you using your internet, you using your data, your internet access. All your time that you are spending on Facebook, Facebook is not making ₦1 from you. The only way Facebook can make money is by selling advert access. That is allowing people to advertise on their platform. Now, your presence on Facebook, because you are available on Facebook, that is what Facebook sells to advertisers. Why? Anywhere people gather, there is an opportunity to advertise. Just like you can be traveling in a bus and you can see some guys coming around to come and sell all these their dry gin, all these their funny things they used to sell inside the cars. That is because people gather at that point. So anywhere there is a gathering of human beings, there is an opportunity for you to sell in that place. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So being on Facebook, Facebook try to monetize your presence on Facebook by selling your presence to advertisers. So I am an advertiser on Facebook. I pay Facebook monthly to advertise my product on Facebook. It is my payment to Facebook that Facebook use as their own income for creating that platform. Now, Facebook has a lot of information about their users. They have their data, what we call data. Data now, it has been regarded that data is the new oil. That's your crude oil now. If you have access to data, you are on top of the world. Anybody that controls the data controls the world now. That is why Facebook is part of the people that the owner of Facebook is part of the people that controls the world, because they have access to data. Data simply means information from people that are gathered, and not just disorganized information now, information that have been organized in such a way that it can be profitable to the owner of the data. For instance, Facebook knows your name. They knows your date of birth. They knows your location. They knows where you sleep last night. They knows your friend. They knows what you like. They knows what you dislike. They knows the kind of comment you make. They knows the kind of things you share. I, as an advertiser now, I will now tell Facebook, I am selling cake. What I want you to do for me is that everybody that has registered to you, that by April, they will be having their birthday, show my advert to them that I can bake cake for them. Why? Because they are celebrating their birthday by April. So I'm going to target everyone that is celebrating birthday by April. Facebook has that data in their database and they can sell that to me. Do you understand that?
Very well, sir.
Good. So that is how it works. So when you are on any platform online, you being on that platform doesn't make money from them, for them. The only thing they make money from is your what? Is probably maybe advertisers they are selling your data to advertisers. They are making use of your data that you have submitted to them to gain a level of exposure for their advertisers. Now, there is something we call website traffic. Yes. Website traffic simply means, we have a lot of cloned websites these days. people clone websites just to gain traffic. You will see some websites that are not true but appears to be true, and you will see people rushing to that website thinking that it is a right website, and people will say they are using that to gain traffic and thinking that that traffic is what makes money from them. No, what makes money for them is that you coming, if I'm able to gather almost like 100,000 people to visit a particular web page, I can easily register for something we call Google Ads. So by registering with Google Ads, Google can show some advertisements on my website. They can show different kind of ads on my website. So because a lot of people are coming to my website, Google believes that these people that are coming to the website are seeing the ads. So they pay the owner of the website for that. Do you understand?
I didn't get that, sir. It's
Yes,
cracking here.
I will come again. It's like the network is breaking. So let me come back. Let me explain that again. What I'm saying is when people clone websites, or maybe you own your own personal blog page, which is a legal thing, and you want to monetize it, you want to make money from it. The only way you can make money from it is when you register for something like Google AdWords, or probably you register with people who want to advertise their product, and you place the banner, maybe a banner of that product on your website, or Google place a banner of some advertisers on your website. And at the end of the day, they pay you for that. Why? Because you have been able to generate a good amount of traffic to your website. People are visiting that web pages. So those are the ways people monetize human beings' presence on a particular web page. Not necessarily because those people are using internet. So that's what I want to correct. So if people are telling you that, hey, as you are spending 1 hour on Facebook, Facebook are making money from you. No, it is a lie. The only way Facebook can make money from you is from their advertisers. They are only making money from their advertisers. But actually, your presence on Facebook also matters to Facebook. Because if you are not on Facebook, they cannot sell that presence to any other person. Do we see how it works now? So, and that is why all these social media platforms, they are being designed to ensure that you remain with them. They want to ensure that you remain on their platform because your presence is very important to them. That is what they sell out. Let's see the World Wide Web. The World Wide Web, okay. Mr. Collins, you want to talk?
Okay, sir. I want to ask. So,
All right,
how can we possibly say that WhatsApp makes our own income?
Currently, WhatsApp is not making any money for anyone. It will amaze you. WhatsApp is not profitable at the moment, and Facebook is working hard on that. They are working very hard on that. The reason why Facebook bought WhatsApp is because Facebook wants to get anywhere people are. I told you the other time that data is the new oil. So through your WhatsApp, Facebook have access to some data from you. They know what you like, they know what you don't like. So and it is because of that they can ensure they can produce good results for their advertisers. If they are not getting those data from you as a user of WhatsApp, in which they can transform to what they will sell to advertisers. Because when you are using WhatsApp and you are using Instagram and you are using Facebook, you are using the three networks belong to the same parents. So the information they gather from these three networks, they can use it to sell out ad space. That is, they can use it to get correct results for their advertisers. But since advertisements are not being run on WhatsApp at the moment, WhatsApp currently is not profitable in the sense of Facebook getting any money from WhatsApp. The only thing WhatsApp is doing for Facebook at the moment is to generate data for them. Because when you chat on WhatsApp, to some extent, Facebook can know the kind of things you like, the kind of things you post. And through that, they can use it to help their ads platform. But at the moment, WhatsApp is not profitable at all. So you are talking. Can I get the other things you want to say?
Yeah, I wanted to like it's not very should I say very sensible for Facebook to now buy WhatsApp that is not giving any income. But since you have explained the reason why they had to buy it, I think it's okay.
Yes, that's it. You see, when you are going into technology company, any company that has to do with IT, especially social media companies, it takes time before you make money. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of investment. Because even if you are running a website on your own, maybe you are running a particular blog page, it takes time before you start making money on that blog page. Because until you get people to be making use of that blog page, coming to your blog page, coming to your website consistently, that is the only time you can make use of their presence and sell it as a means of advertisement. For instance, in Nigeria now, one of our highest, okay, let me show you. Maybe I'm talking too much. We have 5 minutes more, but we quickly round up. I'm coming. Let me show you something online. Now, there is a lady that there is a blogger in Nigeria called, we have Bella Niger. There is another one called Jesus. I've forgotten the name of this lady. Jesus.
You mean Linda Ikeji?
Yes, thank you, ma. Linda Ikeji. Linda Ikeji blogs. Now, Linda Ikeji is the highest paid blogger in Nigeria. Linda Ikeji is the highest paid blogger. Sorry. Okay, Linda Ikeji's blog. It should be S. I want to show us something.
The A is E in that Ikeji.
Yes, I've changed
Look
it.
at it. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Now, this is one of the top highest paid blog. In fact, she is the highest paid blogger in the whole of the country. And the reason for that is she started blogging at a very, very early stage, even before many people knows about blogging. Now, this is a blog page. The only way you know a blog page is because a blog page basically has one page and the other things you have there are posts. Now, this is Linda Ikeji's blog. You can see on top here, you have Bet Niger, all these things you see here. Now, this is an ad. You can see close the ad. This ad now, this is what we call a large banner ad. A large banner ad. This ad, because it is showing on his website now, and because Linda Ikeji has a lot of visitors that are coming to his website monthly, Google is paying her for showing these ads. This one is what? A paid ad. If you come down to the right hand side also here, all these ones you see here, GT Bank, these ones are not run by Google. These ones are directly posted by Linda Ikeji on our blog. It is totally different from this one you have here. This one is run by Google. That is why you can close the ad. Now this one, GT Bank went to Linda Ikeji directly and they decided to pay her to be posting their adverts on our website, on our blog page. So they have to pay for this space, just like you are paying for a land space. Glow have to pay for this space. UBA have to pay for this space. Erisco Tomato have to pay for this space. Made in Gidi, all these ones. Linda Ikeji TV. These ones, everything you see here, they have to meet with Linda Ikeji to paste it here. They are not from Google. But this one you see here is a Google ad. I believe you understand what I'm saying now. So, and that is what makes blogs. You can see you continue to move down till you come down to this next here. So you can see advertise with us if you want to advertise with on their blog. So that's how to make money, and that's how people make money, and it takes time. She achieved all these things not in a year. I tell you, she achieved all these things not in 5 years. Before you can get people to, especially trusted brands like this, to pay you. All these things you are seeing here are millions of naira every month. And you have to work hard to get people to become it. Let's leave that one. So I believe Jesus, my Lord. What's going on? Okay.
It's 1 o'clock.
I was even wondering what's going on with my everything just sorry. Only exclamation in there. Everything just paused. I was like, so it's 1 o'clock. Wow. So that's that. That's our first class. So let's recap everything we have learned today. So let's recap. Sorry, let me go back. So today we have been able to look at what is a computer. So we've started with computer basics. We've seen what is a computer. We've seen primary part of a computer, the computer hardware, the software, part of computer, types of personal computers. Then we see the partification quiz, which you are expected to answer. Then we move on to see the operating systems, where we look at Windows, Mac, iOS, Android. Then we see the internet and the World Wide Web. Now, permit me to show us something here under the so let me go back to my classroom. So please, on your classroom, okay, so this is my classroom now. Please take note of this. Here is it. The external resources. I told us that hello, can you get me? Sorry, we're having a slow network here. All right, let's end the class. Thank you, everybody. We have tried for today. So don't worry about the internet. The internet decided to mess up before the end of the class. So, but we are good to go. So any other information will be dropped on our WhatsApp and also on our Google Classroom. So you can check the external resources that I dropped for us to learn more about everything we have studied today. So thank you very much, everybody. We are glad to have us in class again today. Thank you so much, and God bless us all. So if there is no other thing, can we round up the class?
Thanks for
Yeah, thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you for the class.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for being patient with our internet. That is Nigerian factor, but we are getting there. Nigeria is getting better every day, and we are hopeful. So thank you very much. We hope that
thank you, sir.
we have a nice day.
And you should. Thanks, sir.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. So we continue
And
tomorrow
you
again.
too.
All right. Have a nice day.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Have a nice day. Thank you.
We didn't pray.
Yeah, sorry. We need to pray. Don't mind me. My mind is blowing around. All right, let's quickly, Mr. Collins, just give us a closing prayer.
Okay, let us pray.
All right, sir.
Our Father, we are grateful again this afternoon. Thank you for taking us through this class again. Thank you for helping us to defy all the odds to be here. Thank you, Father Lord, for all that we have learned. Thank you for the educator, and thank you for we, the students. Lord, at the end, Lord, we'll have all cause to glorify your name in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Bring us again tomorrow, and let your name be exalted in heaven in Jesus' name.
Amen. Thank you so much. Wishing us all a nice day. All right. Have a great day. See us again tomorrow.